Aquilier asking about the incubator. As he's asking about making an oxygen port, can I drill a hole in it? Yes, you absolutely can. And I've got a video that shows you where you can put a hole versus where you can't put a hole. You can just do it with a pair of scissors. Take you about a minute. It's really easy to do.
Is that video on www.mybreedersupply.com?
No, it's certainly on this YouTube thing though.
Oh, okay.
If you put in the word under my things, the word hole, you'll find it. Next question, he says also, could I put a small transparent window to see the pups inside when the lid is closed? And then they want to know if doing that would compromise the incubator. So the answer is I'm actually working right now on providing a viewing port on both the large and small incubators, and you absolutely can do this yourself. Put it in the lid and it will not compromise it at all. So yeah, you can absolutely do it. Someone's saying thank you, so you're welcome. You got the first Frenchie. Hello, what happened to your video from the other day? It's been deleted. I think that was the one on Pyometria. I mistakenly did it twice. So I put that video up twice. It may have a slightly different headline to it, but there's the same video twice. So I doubled up by mistake. Kim Y, how long should a dog be off of flea and tick heartworm pills before impregnating her? So she specifically says that are not safe for pregnant dogs. Well, so the moment that you think you're going to breed your dog and your dog is in heat, don't give any vaccinations and don't give any medications that you don't have to give. There is a video that we just did with Dr. Makusik, who said that you could use Revolution as a tick preventer in dogs that are pregnant. So that is actually okay to use. But my general feeling is you can just skip these things and just wait a couple of months until she whelps and then give the medications.
Yeah, you can always use that flea and tick by Adams flea spray.
Right, you put it
right straight down of her back.
Right.
And nowhere else, just right there in the back, and rub it in.
So the reason Tammy's saying to put it down the back is if the dog's got puppies on board, not puppies, but she's got puppies that are nursing, you don't want them getting that in their mouths. But if you've got a dog that's got another few weeks to go, you can spray the dog just normally, not a problem at all, because it's not ingested, it doesn't get in there.
To me, I still wouldn't do a pregnant female with that Revolution.
I agree. I mean,
I'd keep all kinds of things away from a pregnant dog.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
don't do it. You know, if you do it before she gets pregnant, I see that being okay. But when she's pregnant, I'd be scared to death to try it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the first thing is that hopefully you're just doing these as preventative measures, and you don't have a flea and tick problem.
I always think of the what ifs.
If you've got a flea and tick problem, then you haven't been keeping up with what you should have been doing before she ever got pregnant. And you can still treat that with Adam's tick spray. And by the way, you can give things like Safeguard to pregnant dogs quite okay. So you can continue on with parasite wormings, but I don't know about...
My gut feeling says don't do it.
Yeah, well, but we do believe in worming dogs with Safeguard for 3 days, about a week before whelp, and about a week afterwards. We use Ivermectin for the heartworms, and we definitely do not want to give that. It's an off-label use of the product anyway, so you're not going to find anything that's talking about pregnant dogs. So even if, I don't think anybody's going to give you a definitive answer on that one.
Make sure you Google the weight of your dog to find out the exact amount that you're supposed to do.
So here's a good question from Shania Johnson. When do you recommend to put puppies in the incubator? I was under the assumption that it was used for sickle family puppies and that the heated whelping box that you guys sell will serve the purpose of keeping puppies warm. I often see people putting puppies in incubators if they are not feeding. Okay, so first off, the incubator is very, very good for taking puppies to and from the vet. Especially for us, we sometimes travel an hour or two to our C-section place, partly because we're cheap and we like to get C-sections done inexpensively, and you can save a huge amount of money doing this. And I mean, I've had customers who routinely go on trips for 3, 4, 5 hours because they live in places where C-section costs $3,000, $4,000.
Grab a motel.
And even grab a motel, right? Exactly. They've got to get the puppies home. Puppies are fine in that situation.
Oh yeah.
But what we do is we come home with the puppies, we give mum about 2 or 3 hours to blow off for anesthesia, and after that we introduce puppies and mum in our heated whelping system. And the incubator that they were in when they came home is left plugged in and warmed up just in case. Exactly what you were talking about. You have
pennies to keep it plugged in.
Yeah, it might cost you 10 cents a month to plug it in. But the point here is that, you know, if you get a puppy that's in trouble, you need the first line of attack for a puppy in trouble is get it warm as quick as you can. And there's no better way than putting it into an incubator. And so you never know when it's going to happen. So our philosophy is leave mums and babies together 24/7. And we leave the heated whelping kit on for the first at least 3 weeks of their life, and all's good with the world, and we have to do very little. But that incubator's there because if you've got a puppy that won't nurse, or a puppy that's getting beaten up by other puppies, or a puppy that's got a problem, the incubator is the first line of defense to save a puppy that otherwise might not make it.
Once you buy one, you'll think, how did I ever do without it?
Yes. And as a note to our incubator, what do we like about our incubator? First off, there are few, if not any, besides ours that are portable. Can't use them in a car. Secondly, that most of those incubators use things like light bulbs and fans to circulate air, which break. Ours has no moving parts. Thirdly, our incubator is quite a bit less expensive than a lot of incubators out there. I mean, I look at things like the brooder incubator. It's over $1,000, $1,200. Ours is like a little over $300, so a quarter of the price. And our incubator is not a forced air incubator, which all the other incubators I'm aware of, just about all of them, are forced air incubators, which means they dry the air out, which means that you need things like nebulizers. Our incubator heats the puppies up from the floor down below, and it does not introduce any dry, it doesn't dry the air out. You can leave the top open and the puppies are still okay in there. So
we just crack ours open a little bit, but it does have little vents on the top.
Yeah, it does, that's right.
But I always crack mine.
JD Rickett, puppies are ready for mush at 4 weeks, not earlier. If earlier, the food will stick to their intestines and fester. It will cause itches and allergies at an older age. If in need of more nutrients, they're younger, just give goat's milk or any milk for puppies. Well, I'm gonna kind of partially agree with you on this. There are some times that you've got to get puppies on mush quicker than you would normally. Mum's milk's failed. Mum died. Mum hates her puppies and won't look after them. You are the surrogate mum, and I can tell you it's a huge amount of work. And the sooner you can get them onto mush, the easier it'll make your life, and the quicker those puppies typically start putting weight on. What's the earliest that you think you can introduce mush?
The earliest? I think I can. If you had to at 3 weeks, you definitely could.
Yep.
But you want to make it real soupy.
Right. Yep.
The goat's milk added into it.
Right.
Make it out of that puppy mousse starter, the puppy starter
raw
mousse.
canine puppy starter mousse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Make it
So
like a gravy.
Yep.
Thin
gravy. Yeah.
And then when they get about 5 weeks old, you can make it a little thicker.
Yep. So I can tell you that we've had situations where we've got large litters and small mums, and her milk is not enough to really keep the puppies nourished. And you've got a few puppies in there that are small and they're struggling a little bit. They don't need to be in the incubator.
Well,
but
they get kicked off by the older ones.
They get kicked off and the mum's milk is running out and they don't get that much.
Yeah.
And then mum starts to look like hell. She is being pulled down. You can see her spine. She's a good
That's why
mum.
you got to be careful about the calcium in your mama dogs.
Yes, well, that's another whole thing about eclampsia. But the point here is that I've never ever seen a problem. I've never seen a problem where puppies have got in trouble for eating mush. What I do see is puppies aren't ready for mush yet, and they just don't like it. They're just not eating it. They're just not having none of it. And you could be in a situation where you've got 10 puppies, 5 or 6 of them get introduced to the mush, and man, they're all over it. They are just gobbling it up. 2 or 3, I'll hardly drink it. Those puppies, you're going to have to hand feed them and put them back on mum. So, but I have never seen a situation where things fester in a dog's stomach. So, and then you made a comment that any milk for puppies. No. Any milk is goat's milk. It's not anything else. Use Esplac. Use a specific puppy milk replacer. Use goat.
On their digestive.
Yeah, don't use cow's milk. Yeah, you're gonna have
big problems.
Runny diarrhea. Runny diarrhea. And I mean, it's the same kind of thing that we're seeing right now with this shortage of puppy formula for human babies. You know, you'd think the thing that you do is just go get some cow's milk and give it to them, and apparently that's a really bad thing to do, and you can really get human babies in trouble. You've got to use a formula. And the tried and true thing to use for puppies is goat's milk and Espalac, which is basically powdered goat's milk. Brandon Owens. If a one foam machine says 30, what would that be on an IDEX machine? A 25. Close. You are in TCI, transcervical insemination, or surgical territory with that kind of a number. So someone says, great information, detailed information, thank you very much. Really find this valuable. Well, that was in Saratha, and you're welcome. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.